All right, welcome back to Assault Center Gaming. Today we are going to try out the Red Storm Rising user-made campaign for Sea Power found in the Steam Workshop. The creator is, you give me one second, Viktor.zsiros. I have messed around with this first mission just to see and make sure there wasn't any bugs or anything like that. And as of right now, I haven't noticed anything. So I'm coming in this with a fresh perspective. As you can see here, there are 10 missions. Today, we are just going to be going over Northern Barrier. May not even make it through the full mission, as these could be quite long. So I just wanted to get a stream out there with just this one to see how we're going. So let's see here. Make sure everything's squared away. All right. Before we do that, let me sign into the chat. Make sure everything is squared away there. Okay. All right. That's good there. All right. So let's go ahead and start it up. So this, if you haven't read in the description, is a scenario set based off of the Tom Clancy Red Storm Rising books. If you haven't read it, it's fantastic. I think it's one of the best what if World War III books out there. Tom Clancy's work is some of my favorite historical fiction. I would definitely check that book out. All right. Let's see what we got. The load times in these games. I mean, I get it's a lot, but the load times can kind of kill it on this game. Alrighty. Okay. Here's our tactical situation. The Soviet forces tried to close the Suwalki Gap with a strong landing operation against Iceland. You must sink the transport ships to prevent this operation. If they succeed, they can use the island as an unsinkable carriers for their bombers. Our convoys will not be safe anymore. Intel suggests their main goal is the eastern shore of the island. Also, we expect strong sub presence here, at least 3. You have small task force, a Los Angeles class sub, and Keflavik NATO airbase. So we need to lead the Arctic fleet to locate and destroy the Soviet force. And we're not going to have a lot of aircraft. Intelligence suspects many submarines and possible air raid from Kola. Okay. And it's saying HQ suggests radio silence until detected, so that's probably best we keep it at MCOM. I gotta give it to the guy who created this scenario. He included this graphic here and some great, really detailed mission briefs. All right, as I like to do, I always pause it first. Let's see what we got. So obviously here's our airbase. Let's see what units we have available. So we have only 4 F4Es equipped air-to-air close air support, seed, strike precision. We've got 2 EA6Bs, 2 P3s, an E2C, 4 F4Js, same loadout, and a couple of helicopters. I don't know what I'm going to use those for, but they're there. Over here, we have a small strike group composing of 3 cruisers and 2 destroyers. So standard there. And then below deck, below the seas, we've got where is she? There she is. There she is. But let's see what she's armed with. So 48s and harpoons. And these are just standard harpoons with 65 nautical miles. So, alright. So first, I don't see the total right, so let's get our sensors out. Code sonar. Get that out. And we're going to bring her here. That's good. This one. Alrighty. So, the sensors. Nope, don't want to do anything active. I think the destroyers have to. They do. Okay, so it's already out. So, I think it's all ready, but we are going to MCON just to make sure. And they're going here, since this is going to be the, I believe this is what they're aiming for as the landing zone. So let's go on over to the airbase. And what I want to get up for now is I want to get a Hawkeye up. There's the Hawkeye. There it is. We'll get a Hawkeye up. And I'm going to put a P3 up for anti-sub in case we need it. So we'll start with that. And let's play. Alright. There is our Hawkeye and P3 going to launch. These guys are good there, not too worried. So let's
on station.
Speed them up. I will say, if you really want to just sit around and wait, it is cool seeing a lot of the animations. But first, let's bring him over here. We're gonna bring him up. Always bring your E2s up to max altitude. And we are going to have him put his sensors on. P3. We'll have this go over here. And we are going to have him put a surface search on. I'm going to put him at 10,000. So, alright. So we already have something here. So let's bring the sub this way. The reason I want to bring the sub this way is get the tone, there we go, the towed array out that way. So we got a noise. We don't know what the noise is, but it's a noise. Alright, strike group. Making good speed, yeah? Yeah, they're making good speed. Let's bring their speed up. You know what? No, let's not. Patience is the name of this game. But, since we still don't have anything else. Another thing that's good to do is getting used to toggling your event log and dragging it out of the way. That way when new stuff comes and pops up. This game is pretty much a UI managing game. I mean, most of the stuff you're doing is you're going to be opening the maps, you're going to be looking at your event logs, you're going to be doing a lot over here. You can take direct control of these units. I've done it a few times to dodge a torpedo, something like that. But a lot of this is really a top-down game. I really like it, but it is, you really have to be into strategy games to want to do something like this. All right, let's
turn to course.
Let's bring him towards an intercept.
Hell my.
Let's bring the battle group. And the cool part is, so when you select the battle group itself, it will move in that formation. You don't have to select every ship independently, but you need to make sure if you zoom in and select it on the map, you don't select one of these other ships because it'll just veer off on its own. You need to select the one with the double rings or double icons around it. That is the formation leader. Alright. How deep is she right now? I'm gonna just double. Well, if she's detecting, that means yeah, she's not deep. She's right there. So we're good on that.
Contact faded. Track 700.
Interesting.
Roger. Turn 074.
So 910, and if you look up here on the screen, it's 727. So sometimes, there we go. I was gonna say you can bring this up to 100 speed. A lot of the times you're gonna be doing a lot of this at high speed, just because this is pretty realistic, and there's the noise again. can be pretty realistic in a lot of the
Contact
aspects,
faded.
especially
Track 7001.
the distance that these units are going to have to travel. All right, and we're zipping along. You know what? Let's bring this up to 20,000 feet.
Go to altitude 20.
Burn less gas, because that'll actually, increasing the altitude and changing the speeds will actually affect your range, which is this blue circle here, about the amount of gas you can burn. I really wish you could do something like with these P3s, they were known to shut down 3 of their 4 engines to loiter when they were on sub patrols, so which I always thought was interesting. Another cool thing you can do, which is very useful, is get some drawing tools so you can see how far. Like this dude's 87 nautical miles, so it's just outside of my harpoon range. But all right, let's make sure. Yeah, so surface search is on, and that is a noise. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna drop him back down to 3,000 feet.
Go to altitude 30.
And we are gonna have some buoys dropped, because I think that's a sub.
Contact faded. Track 70.
I'm pretty sure that's a sub.
New air. Contact
Okay,
detected.
that's a problem. So let's bring him back. Okay, so that's a recon. So you know what? Let's bring this down. Units, flight deck, air to air. F4J. There. Yeah, it seems it's about the same. So let's put a cap up. We'll launch 2 fighters. And what we need to do is I need to take this unit out before they get, so Camelot flight. So I don't know if Phantoms would be an accurate aircraft. I think this would be accurate for this time frame. And you can see even does pre-flight checks, launching. I mean, they went all out into the description of this game and how everything works. All right. I want to destroy. Okay, so now that I know that that's a recon plane, I can go back to my plan of dropping boats. I need to destroy that before it detects my ships. I really don't want to have to deal with that. So let's get these guys. Navigate. Set altitude 37,000. That should bring me up. Is it going to bring me up? Yeah, so we're starting to see this circle increase because they're climbing. I need to be able to get...
Roger. Turn.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to be able to get there. Yep, perfect.
Roger. Turn. 081.
Alright, so that's what I want, is I want to be able to knock this out of the air before he detects my strike group. Let's slow you guys down. Let's go ahead 2/3.
At 2/3. Maneuvering aye.
Okay, let's put your sensors on so we get your search on.
Search on.
You need to make sure when you're using aircraft like this, because they have the AIM-7s, which are dependent on the aircraft's radar, that they need to have that on to actually go after and shoot their AIM-7s and actually hit.
Vampire.
Oh, great. Alright, not good.
Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 2, 6.
Okay, so we've already been detected.
Birds
So,
away. Track
sensors,
0.
surface search,
Radar eye.
sensors, air search,
Radar eye. New
sensors.
contact detected.
Okay, so we got something over here too. So let's launch second flight. Flight deck. Launch 2, air to air. There's another one right here. So let's bring you
on station. Roger. Turn 072.
Really want to kill that fucking, but alright. Let's bring them. I mean, we're already gonna be.
Course 053. Hell my.
And let's bring them into weapons free. Dagger flight. I want you guys to go to 37,000. You're gonna go here.
104.
Alright. So this is when it starts getting tricky, when you have a lot of assets out on the field and your situational awareness really needs to be key to make sure you're getting everything. Alright, let's bump it up.
Air search on. Radar eye.
I don't like the fact that this is going here. Now, that radar echo, it could be a neutral aircraft. So we really need to make sure that we're not going to fire at an aircraft that could be not hostile. So that's extremely important. Alright, so he's crossed in to my Camelot flight. There's still, what is the, let's see here. What's the range of the AIM-7? 16 nautical miles. So we've still got a ways to go. Unfortunately, okay, so here we go. So Vampire is incoming missile. We've got a lot of incoming missiles. So here's what we're gonna need to do. We're gonna do this. Light deck. EA6B. EW. So what I'm doing here is I'm launching. Oh man, that's not good. Come on, boys. So far, looks like I'm intercepting everything pretty good.
Track 701. We're sinking. All hands abandon ship.
I already lost the ship. Shit.
720.
Not good. Not good.
0. Birds away. Track.
Alright.
Track 701.
What we're gonna have to do.
Hostile air contacts detected.
Where did that come
All hands abandon ship.
Yep, not good.
702.
Alright, once we get rid of this one. And I just lost my main. That's not good. Alright. So that is not good. The problem is I haven't even found their main assault force and they've already taken me out. Problem is this thing. So this recon was able to find me right away. I mean, it popped up, and if you look at this is the one thing that I'm not sold on in this scenario that was made, because this is a, what the hell is this? Hold on. Just send up a single fighter.
Floating beyond control. Abandoning ship.
Let's see here. My original.
Roger. Go to contact faded. Track
this needs to die. So this is the problem with this scenario. Is I feel like that we're running into issues here. We're gonna launch 2, launch. I'm gonna go discover what that is. So the problem that I feel is just look, these guys are booking it. I mean, if I were to go ahead and like let's say this is Camelot Flight 1, so let's say I have them navigate, change speed, we'll give them to max. It reduces their ability to even. I can't even make it off the island, and I can't kill this. And this is a bomber right here. Get up there.
Roger, turn 282. Air search on. Radar high. Roger, gate. Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 6, 5. Track 7, 0, 3, 4.
I'm gonna lose all my assets. See, I can't even get fighters out here. So like, even if I were to take, so like these guys, by the time this gets out there, it's gonna keep detecting my units.
Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 6, 5. Track 7, 0, 3. MCON, secure all emitters. Radar eye. Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 6, 4. Track 7, 0. Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 6. Birds away, track. Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 6,
I mean, it's desperately
2.
going.
Birds away, track. Track 7, 0, 4, 5. Birds away, track. Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 6. Engaging track. Vampire, vampire, vampire. Bearing 6, 4.
So I've went back to MCON. So we've gone back to MCON, which means I shut all my sensors off. I'm completely changing direction. We're going fast. I've already lost 2 of my my ships. We've got my flagship cruiser, my flagship destroyer. So now I have 1 cruiser, 2 cruisers, and a destroyer left. This is a recon. I have no idea what this is yet. I'm still trying to get. And I've got 2 bombers inbound. Emily 3. I mean, they're going at burners, max possible.
294.
Might actually get some action.
Roger, turn 295.
So what I'm going to do is let's pause. So, how many bombers do we have? A lot.
Engage track, engaging track, engaging track, engaging track, 7, 0. Engage track, engaging track, 7, 0, 3, 2.
Alright. Let's wait till they get within range. Where's he at? So they've got a bit of a time there. You know what? Flight to airbase, we're gonna launch 2 more fighters. Air to air launch. EA-6B still desperately trying to get out there to help
Roger,
provide cover.
turn
Camelot flights.
095.
You know, not that I mind a difficult scenario. Okay, so now we've got Camelots firing on these guys.
Roger, turn 345.
See if we can actually kill this bomber flight.
On station.
Yep, okay, so here's our flight of bombers. And it misses. Fantastic. None of my missiles hit. That's just great. Alright. Wow. Let's try this. Alright, so obviously the AIM-7s aren't hitting, so let's try this. We've got 4 AIM-9s per ship. So, unit reference, we'll get engaged with single shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be legitimately every missile they have. And we'll see them come in from behind. Come on. Get up there. Get into firing position. Be able to easily catch up. Launch those 4. Why are we not launching? Okay, so now we're starting to actually down some of these aircraft. Don't RTB. You still got fucking cannons, bro.
Roger, turn 088. Fox 2. On station. Control, eject.
Oh, wow. Wow.
New air. Contact detected.
Wow. All right. Whew. So this scenario is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie, this one's pretty rough. I'm gonna guess this is probably. I have no idea. I will say the models on this is beautiful, but you can tell this is a recon bear. It's got that big radar right there, and then yeah, let's see here. Let's see, Dagger 3 flight. Get up there. Formation. Air defense. Weapons free. So he's RTBing. So Dagger 3 flight, we're hoping on you, buddy. Let's launch another. Oh no, I'm out. I've got to wait for everybody to rearm. Yeah. Dagger 3 flight. Let's see. There we go.
Air. Contacts detected.
Okay. Dagger 1 flight. We are not even close to being able to get there. Let's see about Camelot 1. And running out of a fuel as well. So that's the one thing that I want to say about this scenario is the air assets are almost useless. The Soviets have recon and bombers that I can't counter. Now, I understand, I mean, that could be, it's been a while since I read the book, but it seems like I don't know how I'm going to counter this. strike groups, air is not enough. My fighters just don't have enough gas. Bring this up. So, this, way too far. The fighters just can't carry enough gas. I have no way to air refuel them, which I wish this game had. Like, even these guys, let's just say, so Dagger 3 flight here, he's going at full burner, that's why it's taking that. The EA6, he's got a pretty wide. But Camelot flight, I mean, he's already burning his gas. He's not going to be able to make it. So this game is a lot of fun, but the problem I found is some scenarios can be very tricky and very advanced. I mean, this one was designed by a member of the community, and it's good. Why they're... I'm trying to see the methodology behind the enemy unit placement. I don't know where, and maybe someone in the chat, if you're watching this later, could pick out where I might have failed. Like, these were MCON prior to those missiles coming in. It's this that detected everything, but I had no way of countering it. I mean, I guess I could have launched fighters right away, but again, we're seeing that my fighters can't really go beyond here. And I'm stuck with F4s, not F14s, whereas with F14s, let's see if memory serves, right about there would be my, maybe a little less, right about there would be my launch range for Phoenixes. So even that, maybe, you know? And this guy's just going to fly around. I have no way to hide my units. I've completely turned off MCON and moved them. Yeah, let's speed it up a little bit, see what's going on here.
Track 7052.
So, Dagger 3 flight.
Contact detected. Multiple air. Contacts detected. Roger. Turn 0.
EIDM.
Track. Bandits.
So, their air defense, weapons free.
Fox 1.
Again, missing.
Fox 2. Fox 1. Fox 2. Track 70. Fox 2. Fox 1. Track 7057. Track 70.
I'm getting most of them. But still,
Fox 2.
let's see.
Track 705.
Okay.
Fox 1.
So we're able to knock down most of the bombers.
Missile launch. Guns. Track 7058 is toast. Guns.
So let's see here.
Track
Did we?
7056 is history.
Okay, so it looks like we've got pretty much that entire bomber force.
Guns.
Got one bomber left,
Guns.
which they're trying to down with guns. Might.
Roger,
Camelot
RTB.
flight 1. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I mean, even if I navigate formation, navigate, set out, it's too rope high.
Contact
Even
faded.
loitering, it's
Track
just, I can't.
7055.
I don't have the fuel. This thing's not even ready to drop on this yet.
Turn to course 162. Hell my.
Let's see. I mean, we're just barely in harpoon range here. It's one tricky game.
Roger, RTB.
So,
Roger, RTB.
yeah. I mean, I've got all my aircraft landing there. So far, I've lost 2 ships and an aircraft. So the losses aren't that bad. The problem is how do I kill this recon aircraft? Just having problems there. And I have yet to find any surface contacts.
Multiple air contacts detected.
And here we go.
Bandits.
Yep.
Contact
Here we go. Here
faded.
comes this. So here we go.
7-0.
Air surge on.
Radar eye. Multiple
Air
contact
defense.
faded.
Weapons free.
Track 7-1-0-2. Bandits. Surface search on. Radar eye. Turn to course. 0-1-1.
All right.
LMI. Turn to course. Contact faded. Track 7. Roger, RTB. Contact faded. Track 7-0-9-8.
So let's see. It's 92 nautical miles. So my Sparrows and none of my A can reach out to get them.
Detected. New
And
contact detected.
all of this. And all of these air units, I have no way to counter them because my fighters can't reach there. So that's one thing
New air contact detected.
that I'm
Buoy away.
stunned. So now this actually launches a buoy. So I'm really, honestly, genuinely curious what this is.
Roger, turn 0-2. VID track.
And wait, no. Okay, no. Hold on.
Contact faded.
Just gonna do it again.
7-1-0-8.
Navigate. So I've actually had where I've gone PID with an aircraft and it just crashes into the ground.
Roger, go to altitude 1000.
So we'll keep them at 1,000 feet. We're gonna drop some buoys along the way. But no, I want him to go here. Because I'm honestly curious what this is. We've got recon, bombers, this crap. I mean, I have no way of countering any of this crap. There one flight. Yeah, all of my jets are RTB. So that's really awesome. This thing's got some legs to get there and provide EW support. So their weapons free. Yep, that's my destroyers at the bottom of the ocean because they sunk them. I'm genuinely curious to see what this is.
Contact faded. Track. Contact faded. Track 7-1-0-0. New air contact detected. Track 7-0-0-1 is classified. Neutral. Merchant. Contact faded.
That's
Track
super awesome.
1. Contact faded. Track 7.
That's cool.
0-5. New air contact detected. New surface contact detected.
Hold on. Where? Where's our new surface?
7106 is classified. Hostile helo.
Where? 7106 classified as hostile helo. Where is 7106? 7110, 7101, 7106 is hostile helo. So that means that is a hostile helo. That means we are going to be.
Roger, turn 1. Roger, turn
Let's say.
118.
Fuck it. Screw it. Let's see. There's a hostile helo. That means there should be ships around here.
New
No idea what
air.
these are.
Contact detected.
And again, my aircraft are utterly useless in this scenario. Because, except for the P3s, which, well, why not? We'll launch an anti-ship P3 up there. Let's do that, just for fun. Anti-ship launch seems to be the only viable aircraft that I have. Oh.
Turn to course 041. Hell my. Bandits.
Where are we banditing?
New surface.
Oh!
Contact detected. New
What's this?
air. Contact detected. Contact faded. Track 7104. Bandits. New surface. Contact detected. Track
That's fun.
7117 is classified. Hostile warship. New surface.
Okay, hold on.
Contact detected. New surface.
Oh.
Contact detected. New
Okay.
surface. Contact
So
detected.
here
New
is
surface.
our enemy
Contact detected.
fleet. So why don't we have him circle here
109.
at sensors? We will put him at 6,000
Roger,
feet.
go to altitude 6000.
That's a K-25. Alright. I will try one Hail Mary strike. I don't even think... No, there's no way. We can try one Hail Mary strike against this insane fleet. I mean, absolutely insane. Insane.
Engaging track 7114.
And let's see. So let's go to the TICOB. Unit reference. She's carrying RGM-84Cs with a 65 nautical mile range. And so it is 8. So, unless I get close enough to use my deck gun, which I'm not going to, 65 nautical miles. Here. $65 nautical miles. Oh. Let's go. 65 nautical miles. So.
Turn to course.
No.
Turn to course 03. Turn to course 0.
That is not what I'm trying to do. I don't know what's going on here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Alright. So 65. We'll set it 63, just keep it that way. So this far, I have to cover this distance. It's going to take me to even get in, let's say right here. It's going to take me 5, 6, 7 hours. So in real time, since I can't, for some reason, every once in a while it'll stop, and yep, there goes my aircraft. So, yeah, this scenario. No, I am relatively new to this game, so I'm not saying I'm like, the top flight player here. But again, this scenario, it just seems unwinnable, reasonable, or even reasonable with the assets that I have at hand. The units are too far spaced apart. I just don't have the assets at hand.
Bandits.
Yeah, and here comes a bomber fleet out of nowhere, which I don't understand how they're. Here's the other thing is I don't understand because I have an E2 Hawkeye that should have well clear range all the way out here. 300 nautical miles is nothing. So, yeah. And again, my fighters they don't have the range. That's a P3, but I mean, it's an ASW P3, which I have 4 harpoons on that. AGM 84s, and I mean, 65 nautical miles, so I've got to get here. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to have it on this one. Yeah. So, unfortunately, here is another example of me just biting off more than I can chew on this one. I think this scenario may have been a little bit more advanced for someone of my skill in this game set. I really love this game. Some of the default scenarios that I have played with this game are a little bit more user-friendly, but a lot of the user-generated ones, some are fantastic. I've had a lot of fun. This one, it's good, but I don't understand the choices that were made for distance aircraft availability. There wasn't much in the way of flexibility. Like, if I can't even get my fighters across to within even general proximity of where they are, like that Tu-95 recon is what killed me. There was no way to hide it. I was MCON the whole way, but when it's flying that high and has surface search on, it's gonna spot me. It's just how it is. And not having anything, this aircraft right here is what ended the game. I had no way to counter it. It's extremely high flying and has a long loiter time. It's got a great, like, let's see. Should be able to click. Should be able to right click it. Yeah, here we go. Unit reference. So let's take a look at this aircraft. So it has a surface search radar. So with a range of 250 nautical miles. So that can outrange anything I have. Electronics, so let's see here. So that is a 250 nautical mile. It's got a defensive ECM jammer. It has electronic support countermeasures, the tail cam, but the 250 nautical miles, it's really what's going to kill me. Now, if we look at this, we'll go to the F4. I think we had J's and E's, so we'll look at the E. Why that one shows us Israel? That's weird. F4E. No, that's. Oh, I got it. I see what's going on. There we go. So this is what we had. So this aircraft. These are all the different fighter squadrons, but let me see here. Does it give me range? Wingspan, length, width. I wonder if that's just not in the game yet, if this card is in here. So it says a long-range supersonic interceptor, even with that 2,000-gallon external, it could not reach them. So I put up the. I wonder if this. Let's check the unit reference on this. So this is my airborne version of that, except for I have a big air surge insert. Air and surface radar. 250 nautical miles. Yeah, so I should have brought him way out here. So that is one thing that I screwed up. So I need to be better at managing my sensors. Him over here at 250 nautical miles. So let's bring up the map. So 250 nautical miles. Let's go out to 250. That's right about, for argument's sake, we'll call it right about there. Yep, I should have had him at the tip of the island here, and that would have brought him way out. So I think that's something to keep into consideration for next time. I should probably have him here. But you only get one. So I'm curious as to the surface search radar on this guy. 150, so airbase. I don't think this thing has a radar. I don't think this actually has. Yeah, no. It says it has an RA5C, but I did not see that in the list of what was available. Maybe that's just generic. Flight deck. Yeah. This is a little fun little nod. Variable and knife. Those were two call signs from Clear and Present Danger. So, and since this is based off of a Tom Clancy book, this scenario this guy built, that's pretty nifty. All right, so obviously, I think tactically, to give myself a better shot, I could have started with E2 over here, and that would have detected all this. But then again, we had the bombers coming in here. So, I mean, theoretically, I could put a cap. Combat air patrol with just two fighters just circling with their radars on, and that would at least allow me to have. And you can, that's the cool part, is you can like do, like, if I wanted to bring this guy and have him patrol, I could do this.
Roger. Turn.
And create like a patrol box, you know, for him to then continue to do it. And I can even just continually create a patrol box, so he'll just fly back and forth, and then he'll do that. That way I could have a fighter group up just covering my six. But so if I had him shifted to here, maybe if I had my, he's running out of gas now, but in the beginning, if I had him here, I mean, I would detect everything here, so I could get a bigger picture sooner. But again, I don't know if I'd be able to counter things like this recon bird, which is well within the 250, even from where I started, because that's where these destroyers were sunk. I don't know. It just seems pretty unbalanced at this point. I mean, great game. Maybe having availability of a, like, an airfield here, you know, possible. I mean, you got the England and Ireland, you know, there is some RAF airfields here that the U.S. kept aircraft at to be able to zip over on the Guick Gap, but you know, the Greenland, Iceland, UK Gap, but possibly could have been maybe a slightly better design, just to at least give you a more fair, or maybe a different way. So overall, excuse me, well, it was an interesting scenario. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to X out of this scenario. Yeah. Well, I was only able to destroy 2 Tu-22 backfire bombers. Yeah. So this game is a lot of fun. I would highly recommend it to those that like military sims, but strategic military simulators, not individual sims. Like if you wanted a submarine simulator, Cold Waters, it's fantastic. It's made by the same developer, but I just think right now this game is in early access. It's still out there. There's a lot of work to do. The modding community is very active. Excuse me. Oh, late night streams. The modding community is very active. It is still a heck of a game to play. I can definitely recommend it, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep playing with it, keep messing around with it. Obviously, the what's labeled here as NATO scenarios and some of the worse off pack scenarios, they give you a difficulty level, and they're a little bit easier. And these are like made by the developers of the game, so they're a little bit more balanced. But I mean, people are still making great scenarios that are a lot of fun. So I think that's going to be the stream for this evening. About a 56-minute, coming up on an hour. I'm going to try to keep my streams at about an hour when I do. It's not going to be a scheduled thing, as I've discussed before in my videos. It's pretty much, I'm hoping to get maybe one a week at most. Just get out. Hopefully we'll get some people in. We can do some chatting, talk Cold War history. If we're playing Sea Power, we could be talking about anything else depending on the game. I'll probably be doing this Warno. I'd like to focus on strategy on a lot of the games. That seems to be a niche that I've done pretty well in. I might do some War Thunder, so strategy sim. But don't be surprised if you see me playing Helldivers or even some single player games and we just sit and chat. So I'd like to thank you guys all for checking me out. Go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that follow, hit that